Welcome everybody to Monday Night Raw. And 6 nights before the Royal Rumble, we welcome you inside a sold-out Delta Center right here in Salt Lake City, Utah. It is a loaded night of action on the red brand as a former World Tag Team Champion approaches the ring.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing the Judgment Day from Bray, County Wicklow, Ireland, weighing in at 190 pounds, Finn Balor!
The entirety of the Judgment Day have a busy night ahead of them, right here in Salt Lake City, live on Monday Night Raw! It was just 7 nights ago at the Slammy Awards that Finn Balor and Damian Priest, their third World Tag Team Championship reign, coming to an end courtesy of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. There was a little outside commotion during that matchup, featuring this man. The Visionary, the Revolutionary, Seth freaking Rollins has been headhunting the Judgment Day for months on end here on Monday Night Raw. We thought War Games would be the end of the line, but issues have only continued to escalate since the month of November. Now Rollins meets Balor one-on-one.
And his opponent from Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 217 pounds, Seth
Well, Finn Balor in action to kick things off, but what about Dominik, Mysterio, and Damian Priest? They go 2v2 later tonight against the Intercontinental Champion Bronson Reed and the brand new, undisputed WWE Champion Bron Breakker, who cashed in Money in the Bank last week and is on a collision course to defend that title this Sunday against Damian Priest at the Royal Rumble. But Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, mano-a-mano here. A lot of bad blood to kick things off in the Delta Center. And Finn Balor hot out of the gate, all over Seth freaking Rollins. We talked about momentarily the commotion at ringside throughout the tag team matchup last week at the Slammy Awards. Dominik Mysterio was, of course, in the corner of Balor and Priest. Rollins had accompanied Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens down to the ring. Both men getting involved on numerous occasions. Dominik and Rollins nearly coming to blows at ringside. Referee John Cone, who is also officiating this contest right now, threw both men to the backstage area. It was just a few moments later that Finn Balor found himself on the receiving end of a stunner, second one of the matchup by Kevin Owens, and a Blue Thunder Bomb by Sami Zayn, and the 3-time World Tag Team Champions came crashing down 7 nights ago in Los Angeles. Of course, it wasn't a terrible night for the Judgment Day. Dominik Mysterio, voted by you, the fans, the 2024 Breakout Superstar of the Year. Finn Balor and Damian Priest, voted by you, the fans, as well, the 2024 Tag Team of the Year. But it is now the first Raw of 2025. We are 6 nights ahead of the Royal Rumble. And Finn Balor is looking to get the Judgment Day back on track, starting right here, right now, after their losses last week. Damian Priest, as we mentioned, we found out weeks ago he would be the #1 contender for the WWE Championship come New York City on the 12th of January. Last week, absolute bedlam in the closing moments of Monday Night Raw. CM Punk defeating longtime rival and AJ Styles to win the WWE Championship, only for Bron Breakker to cash in Money in the Bank and become WWE Champion. Now Bron Breakker runs into the Judgment Day, and Damian Priest at the Royal Rumble with the title on the line. But right here, right now, Seth Rollins, who's very familiar with the unit, in black and purple, taking the fight to Finn Balor. Rollins, a man who once stood side by side with the Judgment Day. Those days are long gone. Those ties have long been severed. And now Rollins looking to bring the fight to the Prince. Salt Lake City on their feet, singing his song. Seth Rollins is really, once again, almost like a rebirth on Monday Night Raw in recent months. And the audience has certainly been loving it. Former WWE Champion looking to get back to the promised land. The Judgment Day certainly have been standing in his way. Of course, both Finn Balor and Seth Rollins got to be eyeing up the Royal Rumble matchup this Sunday night live in Madison Square Garden. One of these men could be main eventing WrestleMania come March in Philadelphia. That is then, this is now, and there's so much action on hand here tonight as Rollins looking for a pedigree here. Finn Balor with it scouted. Balor takes Rollins off his feet. What about the Judgment Day's Rhea Ripley? With some issues with the women's champion Tiffany Stratton bleeding out of the Slammy Awards. They will meet one-on-one later tonight here on Raw. Plus, Lyra Valkyria, one of the hottest up-and-comers, one-on-one with a former women's champion herself, Liv Morgan, all ahead of the Royal Rumble. Live this Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Women's Tag Team Championship's going to be on the line tonight as well. Asuka and Io Sky once again making the trip from SmackDown to Raw as they go 2v2 against Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. And all roads lead to that massive main event, the Judgment Day. Take it on Reed and Breakker. And Rollins set in the corner, sent like a missile we should put, by Finn Balor. Off the drop kick, Seth Rollins able to survive. And Seth Rollins will not be satisfied until he tears down the Judgment Day one by one, takes everything from them. Right now, Balor's looking to tear down Seth Rollins with another high elevation drop kick off the top. Balor now to the outside, Seth Rollins on his feet, Finn's coming again, another drop kick off the springboard. Just as much as Rollins wants to see the destruction of the Judgment Day, Balor, Priest, and company want to see Seth Rollins fall once and for all. Balor off the top. This time went too many times. Got caught with a shot right to the abdominal. And now the Visionary. Wheels are a-spinning. Takes Finn Balor off his feet again. Finn Balor building some massive momentum here at Salt Lake City, only for Seth Rollins to swipe the rug right out from underneath his feet. Remember, it was just 2 weeks ago, Seth Rollins put through the announce table at ringside with a South of Heaven by Damian Priest. There's certainly going to be a bullet point when we look back on this rivalry years from now as something that lit a fire under Seth Rollins. Now Rollins takes that same fire into this battle with Finn Balor. Hoisted on top. Rollins going to meet him there. Belly to back suplex. Balor comes crashing down. Rollins might have took a pound out of himself as well. And now a kick to the gut. Balor in trouble. Avoided it earlier, but nowhere to run. Pedigree delivers. And Rollins nearly had this matchup won, but Finn Balor, like him or not, tough as nails and continues to fight on. Former three-time World Tag Team Champion in the Judgment Day. Balor and Priest holding those championships from last May all the way up until the final Raw of 2024 last week. Now trying to get their hands raised high and start 2025 off on the right note, certainly ahead of the Royal Rumble on Sunday night. Balor might have saw this matchup flash before his very eyes after that pedigree, and now is starting to come unglued. Certainly the last thing Damian Priest wants to see, not only ahead of his massive tag team main event here tonight, but ahead of his WWE Championship opportunity on Sunday, is Seth Rollins once again sticking it to the Judgment Day. Black and purple unit want nothing more than to rid themselves of the thorn in their side that is the Visionary, as Rollins delivers a knee right to the nose of Finn. These two men obviously been at odds the last couple of months, but they have had many battles throughout the years, no strangers to each other. Rollins cutting Balor in half in the corner, tries to go up top, but Finn Balor wins that race to the finish line. Back and forth the last couple of minutes just goes to show you how well these two individuals know each other and how much they want to get their hand raised over the other here tonight in the Delta Center. First Raw of 2025, and it is looking like a loaded card ahead. Finn Balor and Seth Rollins starting us off on the right foot. The bad blood between these two individuals is certainly a treat for this sold-out audience here at Salt Lake City to watch. Seth Rollins looking worse for wear. Fatigue of the matchup starting to set in. Balor just going to collapse him in the corner a little bit more off that drop kick. Oh no, brain buster! That's got to do it. Balor into the cover. Seth Rollins still alive. You saw Balor put that forearm across the nose of Seth. Just a disrespectful lateral press. Going, coup de grace, nobody home. Balor looking for the exclamation point. Rollins saw it coming. Blocks him out with that cradle position. Rollins' wheels are a-spinning. Salt Lake City on their feet. Blockbuster. We may have been in Hollywood last week, but Seth Rollins has got a blockbuster or two that he's looking to show the world. And just like that, off a failed attempt of the coup de grace, it is Seth Rollins who finds himself in the driver's seat. Finn Balor, who started this matchup with fire in his eyes, a flurry of offense against the Visionary, now finds himself looking up at the lights of the Delta Center momentarily. But will Seth Rollins be able to cross the finish line first? Seth looking for a curb stomp. That has got to feel damn near therapeutic for the Visionary as he secures victory here on Monday Night Raw. A curb stomp putting Finn Balor's lights out in the middle of Salt Lake City live here on Monday Night Raw. Business far from over. Rollins still wants his crack at Damian Priest, but tonight puts down the Prince.
Here is your winner, Seth Rollins.
Well, we told you it was going to be a loaded night of action here on Monday Night Raw, and certainly starting off in the most exciting way possible. Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, the bad blood between those units, bleeds into this incredible matchup, kicking things off here on Raw 6 nights before the Royal Rumble. Oh, hold on a second. Well, we're not done just yet. Rollins with a victory over Finn. Watch your back. It's the #1 contender for the WWE title. Damian Priest will not allow Seth Rollins to bask in the glory of this one-upsmanship over the Judgment Day. Rollins might have kept down Finn, but there's the man he's really got a major issue with in Priest, south of heaven. The punishment of the Judgment Day, eradicating Seth Rollins at least for the moment. All roads lead to this Sunday night, where Damian Priest walks into New York City and will do battle with the new WWE Champion Bron Breakker live this Sunday. Every year, the entire world waits with bated breath for one night, one event that stands above the rest in spectacle and stakes. The most anticipated and electrifying event on the WWE calendar kicks off the new year, the Royal Rumble. Emanating from the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden in the heart of New York City. This year's Royal Rumble promises to be an unforgettable chapter in WWE history. 30 men, 30 women, 2 Royal Rumble matches. The stakes, a golden ticket to the main event of WrestleMania in Philadelphia this March. Who will outlast 29 other competitors to etch their name into the history books? Who will seize the moment and secure their path to WrestleMania? Join us live on the 4th of January as Noah Nation Gaming channel memberships proudly present the 2025 Royal Rumble.
The following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers, the team of Alba Fire and Lyra.
It is time for the Women's Tag Team Championships to be defended live here on Monday Night Raw. The Unholy Union earning this opportunity in the midst of a 6-woman tag 2 weeks ago. But will they be able to make the most of it against these two Kabuki Warriors?
And their opponents, the team of Io Sky and Asuka.
Well, the Women's Tag Team Championships, the center focus at the current moment. When it comes to this Sunday night, live from Madison Square Garden, all 4 of these women will enter the 30-woman Royal Rumble matchup. And come Sunday, the sole focus is being the last woman standing and punching your ticket for either a WWE or Women's World Championship match this March at WrestleMania. The stakes could not be any higher, live from the world's most famous arena this Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. But Asuka and Io Sky, hot off the heels of retaining those Women's Tag Team Championships last week in Los Angeles, California. It was on the Slammy Award kickoff show for Noah Nation Gaming channel members only. Replay available now. Asuka and Io Sky facing the competitive duo of Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. Very exciting matchup. Look at the Kabuki Warriors retaining the championships on that night. Now running into the next challenge as the Unholy Union, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn look to bring their witchcraft upon this ring and hope to leave with 2 brand new pieces of gold. Certainly high stakes, high reward, kicking off the new year here on Monday Night Raw with the Women's Tag Team Championships. Certainly those high stakes will roll in to the Royal Rumble on Sunday. And here we go, the Kabuki Warriors, Unholy Union. The women's tag team titles are on the line here in Salt Lake City. Alba Fire and Io Sky kicking things off. Just 2 weeks ago here on Monday Night Raw, Fire Dawn alongside Rhea Ripley, keeping down Lyra, Valkyria, Bayley, and Becky Lynch in a 6-woman tag team matchup. Unholy Union, who have been eyeing a Women's Tag Team Championship opportunity for quite some time, finally getting in the crosshairs of Asuka and Io Sky tonight. But again, will they be able to make the most of it? Do they have an underhanded trick up their sleeve? A little witchcraft to be played, some magic in the ring, if you will, to keep down 2 of the best women's wrestlers across the globe. Tag made to Isla Dawn and a little double team action from tonight's challengers. Gotta wonder how Asuka and Io Sky are faring tonight. You know, it's one thing to be hurt, it's a whole other thing to be injured. And very rarely, when you're so active in this industry, are you at 100%. Asuka and Io Sky, as we mentioned, very competitive, exciting for the audience at that. Tag Team Championship defense last week against Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. Now just 7 nights later, rolling right in to this defense against the Unholy Union. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, who have had about 2 weeks rest, they may be coming in the favorites in terms of fatigue and endurance. So far, it looks like our observation may be the truest form, as Io Sky is looking worse for wear right now. Isla Dawn, Alba Fire have held women's tag team gold down in NXT, but will they be able to do it here on Monday Night Raw? That is the question at hand. Io Sky using Isla Dawn's own momentum to send her over the top rope. You see Io not necessarily hustling up. Elects to go after Alba Fire instead. Again, the genius of the Sky looks to be working a little bit slower at the current moment, but maybe they just need a little adrenaline to get flowing, some fire underneath their wings, the excitement of this crowd to pop off, and maybe the women's tag team champions are going to find their mojo. There's a tag made to the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, one of the most dominant women in WWE history. Double team offense by the tag team champions. And Isla Dawn may be wishing she was anywhere but Salt Lake City at the current moment if she gets her heartbeat in by Asuka. And once again, sent in enemy territory. Isla Dawn off the reversal there. We'll talk about enemy territory. There goes Asuka to the opposing corner. Tag made to Alba Fire, a former NXT United Kingdom champion. And some tandem offense again by the challengers. Alba Fire, who made her Monday Night Raw debut just over a year ago, has had a couple of opportunities to obtain championship gold. Tonight, another one. Will the Unholy Union be able to take home the hardware? Alba Fire single-handedly pacing up Asuka and Io Sky, at least for the moment. Now sends Asuka back into the corner. You can't say Fire and Dawn don't look sharp here tonight in the Delta Center. Again, all four of these women already signed on to be 4 of the 30 in the Women's Royal Rumble matchup live this Sunday night, 5 p.m. Eastern Time from Madison Square Garden. One of these 4 women right here could be the last woman standing. It could be making their way to the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania. Certainly somewhere Asuka very familiar with. Walked into WrestleMania 2 years ago as the reigning defending WWE Women's Champion and retained her gold over the man Becky Lynch. Asuka, I'm sure, would love to get back to the promised land. Maybe whether it's with the Kabuki Warriors or not. Nonetheless, tag made of the Genius of the Sky, Io Sky. We've seen some great tandem offense by both duos in this contest. Io Sky loves to take things to the air, hasn't done much throughout this matchup yet. May have a lot to do with the fatigue from last week's contest against Chance and Carter. Separation by Alba Fire. On the back, Io Sky goes down, face first off the canvas. New champs on the horizon. If it weren't for Asuka. Asuka still on the soles of her boots, maybe not for long, as Alba Fire's got no problem getting her hands dirty. Now sending Io Sky to the outside here. The champs looking in trouble. Alba Fire looking to push the pace. Into the ropes she goes. Tope suicida to the outside, sending Io like a bullet into the table. Salt Lake City with my same sentiments. What a women's tag team championship matchup this has been thus far. Now Fire back on top. Io on wobbly legs. Drop kick lands flush. And that's gonna do it. Into the cover. Not just yet, Io Sky. Not even gonna give Alba the satisfaction of a 2, maybe a 2.9. Io may be surviving, but she certainly is not thriving. There's a tag made to Isla Dawn. And the Unholy Union may be one step closer to securing their goal of winning the women's tag team titles. Io Sky caught between a rock and a hard place here. Cover by Isla. This is gonna do it. New chance. Not just yet. Io Sky with some intestinal fortitude to pop the shoulder off the canvas. You gotta respect it. The Kabuki Warriors have shown in the last couple of months, all the way dating back to the summer, when they won the Women's Tag Team Championships. They are more than willing to do anything they gotta do inside of that ring to leave with the championship gold. And Io Sky tonight is just needing to tap into those reserves, find any window of opportunity, able to survive the Unholy Union's offense for a moment. There's a tag made of the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka. Remains to be seen if Asuka's going to be able to turn this thing around for the reigning, defending tag team champions. Isla Dawn caught up in the corner as Asuka's just using the ropes as leverage for a moment. Can't hang out there too long. Enough to maybe hyperextend the shoulder of Isla Dawn, who might have just caught Asuka. Another pinfall scenario. Can't say Isla and Alba did not come to play tonight. Isla going behind. Asuka's all kinds of tangled up. Damn near sent through the canvas. This matchup almost done in a hurry. Io Sky sneaking up from behind. Io breaking things up, and there's a cheap shot by Isla. Now Asuka gonna create some distance. Can't take an eye on somebody as dangerous as the woman Isla Dawn is opposing at the current moment, and that is one half of the women's tag team champions in Asuka. See the mistake that Isla just made. Now a tag back to the genius Io Sky. Tandem offense by the Kabuki Warriors. Has worked before and it works again. This, of course, the first of 2 tag team matches on hand tonight. The Judgment Day get a deal with the Intercontinental Champion Bronson Reed and the new WWE Champion Bron Breakker in your main event. Plus, coming up next, Liv Morgan back in action as she goes one-on-one against Lyra Valkyria right here at Salt Lake City. Tag made to Asuka. Series of kicks. Isla may be out cold. Well, if she's not out, she's definitely seeing stars, counting sheep, something along that matter. All the kicks to the abdominal, and then the hardest one right to the dome. And again, Asuka just stretching out that shoulder. Could be looking to soften up Isla Dawn for submission hold. Wait a minute, Isla from behind, wiping out Asuka. And these enchanted witches almost nearly becoming tag team champions. Again, Salt Lake City, in great appreciation of the efforts from these 2 duos. Isla Dawn has got no answer as Asuka continues to use those ropes to try to stretch out Isla Dawn, soften her up for possible Asuka lock. Seems like every time, though, Asuka's given Isla just a moment to breathe as she recalibrates, and it's given Isla a moment to get momentum back on her side. Isla Dawn is trapped in enemy territory, however. This is not where she wants to be if the outcome is hoping for Women's Tag Team Championship gold. Tag made to Io. What a kick into a buster! And into the cover goes Io Sky. Alba Fire gonna break things up as she is still on the soles of her boots. The damage may be done. Io's going up top. Over the moonsault by Io Sky into the cover. The Kabuki Warriors retain the Women's Tag Team Championship.
Here are your winners, and still the WWE Women's Tag Team.
Oh, wait a minute, what the hell? That's Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade. What are they doing here? Perez, who just lost the Women's World title this past Thursday on SmackDown. Cora Jade, her best friend in this industry, targeting the Women's Tag Team Champions. Well, I certainly did not see this coming here tonight in Salt Lake City. Can't get enough Universe mode? Well, now is your chance to secure a backstage pass to more Universe than ever before. Become a Noah Nation Gaming channel member and gain entry to exclusive kickoff shows before each and every premium live event. Also, witness bi-monthly house shows that directly affect your episodic viewing of Universe mode. Also, take a peek behind the curtain and see how Universe mode is brought to life each and every week. Hit the join button down below, become a Backstage Pass Noah Nation Gaming channel member, and get your front row seat to more Universe than ever before. Well, as we discussed earlier tonight here on Raw, it was last week at the Slammy Awards that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn took on rivals, the Judgment Day, for the World Tag Team Championship. An extraordinary matchup that kicked things off in the middle of Crypto.com Arena. Chaos on the outside of the ring erupting between Dirty Dom and Seth Rollins, allowing Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens to take advantage and finally become World Tag Team Champions. Chasing the Judgment Day for months, it all culminated last week. But who is going to be in line for Owens and Sami Zayn? Their World Tag Team Championship reign begins. Who will be the #1 contenders? We find out next week. It's Four Corner Survival, the Authors of Pain, DIY, the Creed Brothers, the Viking Raiders. Four Corner Survival, last team standing, earns an opportunity at Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and the World Tag Team titles. Well, that is coming up next week here on Monday Night Raw. We are set for action as Liv Morgan returns to action for the first time since last month when she went one-on-one with rival in Jade Cargill. Liv Morgan really upset at a lot of the pomp and circumstances surrounding the arrival of Jade a few months ago on Raw, ambushed her back in the month of November, finally met in a rematch, only for Liv Morgan to steal the victory via countout. Well, I'm sure Jade Cargill still feels some type of way about the events of last month. But nonetheless, Lyra Valkyria is the center focus right here and now.
And from Dublin, Ireland, Lyra Valkyria!
Lyra Valkyria, certainly one of the hottest newcomers in quite some time on Monday Night Raw. Going to be returning to Madison Square Garden, where she joined the Monday Night Raw roster several months ago this Sunday. Lyra Valkyria, of course, joining Raw back at the Queen of the Ring event in September, taking down Mi-Chin. She has also earned victories over Alba Fire, Isla Dawn, and more. But Lyra Valkyria now with another huge opportunity at stake as she goes one-on-one with a former WWE Women's Champion in Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan, as we mentioned, ambushing Jade Cargill 2 months ago on Raw, really taking out months worth of aggression on another newcomer in Jade. Liv Morgan really felt disrespected, felt slighted. All the while she has been trying to rebuild herself on Raw. All the attention was on Jade Cargill, and Liv finally had enough. Used Jade Cargill's spotlight to put the spotlight back on her. Tried to use Jade as a stepping stone to rebuild herself on Monday Night Raw. By hook or by crook, Liv did defeat Jade via countout a few weeks ago. That's what Liv Morgan wants. If that's what Liv Morgan's got to do to get herself back to the promised land, you best believe Liv's going to be willing to do it. This is a woman who took down Rhea Ripley for the WWE Women's Championship last year at WrestleMania. Liv Morgan hoping to find her way back to the grandest stage of them all. She enters the Women's Royal Rumble matchup this Sunday night. First time encounter with Lyra Valkyria here, who is not pinned, yet on the receiving end of defeat in that 6-woman tag a few weeks ago. Lyra Valkyria, former NXT Women's Champion, still looking to find her footing on Monday Night Raw, regardless of wins, losses, or falling short. Taking down Liv Morgan. Certainly this is not a fight that Liv Morgan wants to come up short in, but they're just starting to get some momentum back one way or another. There's Lyra, nice standing moonsault. Lyra loves to refer to herself like a raven flying through the sky. We witnessed it right there. There's Liv Morgan trying to steal the victory. Not just yet. Lyra Valkyria, Liv jockeying for position. Liv, man, that was a mean shot. Well, hold on here. Wait a minute. Jade Cargill is in Salt Lake City, and she's got her eyes on the woman who stole victory from her a few weeks ago. Lyra Valkyria from behind. It's an eye for an eye. One stolen victory for another.
Here is your winner, Lyra Valkyria.
Well, be careful who you mess with, Liv. Jade Cargill getting a measure of comeuppance here on Monday Night Raw, and that woman, Lyra Valkyria, is paid dividends. Well, a big victory for Lyra 6 nights before the Women's Royal Rumble matchup. But we will move right along as the Nightmare, Rhea Bloody Ripley, is set for a high-profile encounter with the Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring, representing the Judgment Day, from Adelaide, South Australia,
Rhea Ripley's got a bone to pick with the Buff Barbie. They go one-on-one for the first time ever. Live up next, here on Raw. Can't get enough Universe mode? Well, now is your chance to secure a backstage pass to more Universe than ever before. Become a Noah Nation Gaming channel member and gain entry to exclusive kickoff shows before each and every premium live event. Also, witness bi-monthly house shows that directly affect your episodic viewing of Universe Mode. Also, take a peek behind the curtain and see how Universe Mode is brought to life each and every week. Hit the join button down below, become a Backstage Pass Noah Nation Gaming channel member, and get your front row seat to more Universe than ever before. Well, it was last week at the Slammy Awards that Charlotte Flair went up against an opponent of Tiffany Stratton's choosing, trying to earn herself a championship matchup. Somehow, someway, Stratton had convinced Rhea Ripley to take that spot and go one-on-one with the Queen. There you see Stratton trying to aid Rhea Ripley, exposing the steel underneath that turnbuckle. It only came back to bite the Nightmare as Charlotte Flair used it to her advantage, followed it up with a natural selection, and Charlotte Flair earned herself an opportunity at the WWE Women's title this Sunday night. Well, Charlotte soaking in the pageantry of that victory, only for Tiffany Stratton to get the one-up over the #1 contender. These two women will go head-to-head for the first time ever live this Sunday at the Royal Rumble. But Rhea Ripley upset that she fell short to the Queen Charlotte Flair 7 nights ago thanks to the actions of Tiffany Stratton. Rhea calling out the women's champion. Stratton's gonna have to face the music. Certainly not the kind of encounter you want 6 nights before you gotta put your title on the line. Oh, wait a minute. What the hell is this? Stratton's waving it off and waving to the... Why is Chelsea Green out here? What is this crap? Hold on, Chelsea Green's making her way to the ring. Stratton's going to the back. Are you kidding me right now? Is Stratton really pulling this over? Tiffany Stratton's bouncing on this matchup, trying to fake off some BS injury, and Chelsea Green's taking her place. This is ridiculous, and Rhea Ripley's going to take out that frustration on Chelsea. She wanted the women's champion, Tiffany Stratton, and Chelsea Green. Oh my God. Well, this is not what we expected, to say the least. Upon arriving here to the Delta Center earlier today, it was announced Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton one-on-one. Well, Tiffany Stratton obviously trying to avoid Rhea Ripley at any and all costs, just like she's trying to avoid Charlotte Flair for months on end here on Monday Night Raw. You know, Stratton's day's gonna come. She can duck and dive from all these top talents that want a shot at the Women's Championship. There's gonna be nowhere to run from Charlotte Flair this Sunday at the Royal Rumble, and there may be nowhere to run from Rhea Ripley. Well, nonetheless, Chelsea Green, I don't know how she got convinced to take this matchup, but maybe not the sharpest tool in the shed. Nonetheless, she's taking the fight to Rhea's best as she can, as Tiffany Stratton has already made her way to the locker room, and for all we know has probably made her way to the parking garage and is trying to escape the hell out of the Delta Center. Remember last week, Tiffany Stratton not only cost Rhea Ripley that matchup, whether it was intentional or not, and obviously it was unintentional, but Rhea Ripley doesn't give a damn. Remember we saw backstage, Stratton even approached Rhea Ripley, which is probably not the smart thing to do. Sounds like an absolute death wish. Tried to mend the fences, and Rhea Ripley walking away. It was really the best thing Stratton could have asked for. Rhea should have tore her apart on the spot. Nonetheless, Chelsea Green here somehow has gotten Rhea off her feet, and not even a 1 count. All this is going to do is infuriate the Nightmare Rhea Ripley that much more, and Tiffany Stratton may be getting out of it tonight. She is going to have to fight Charlotte Flair one-on-one, no questions asked, for the WWE Women's Championship in the world's most famous arena on Sunday. All the while, these two women will be a part of the Royal Rumble matchup. Headbutt by Rhea. Frog splash! That is a scary sight. That's it. Thanks for coming, Chelsea. Better luck next time.
Here is your winner, Rhea Ripley.
You know, Tiffany Stratton might have pulled one over on management tonight. She might have escaped Rhea Ripley. But Rhea's gonna come hunting, and Tiffany Stratton's day's gonna come. Well, nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next here at Salt Lake City, Damian Priest, Dominik Mysterio going 2v2 against the Intercontinental Champion Bronson Reed and the WWE Champion Bron Breakker. Every year, the entire world waits with bated breath for one night, one event that stands above the rest in spectacle and stakes. The most anticipated and electrifying event on the WWE calendar kicks off the new year, the Royal Rumble. Emanating from the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden in the heart of New York City. This year's Royal Rumble promises to be an unforgettable chapter in WWE history. 30 men, 30 women, 2 Royal Rumble matches. The stakes, a golden ticket to the main event of WrestleMania in Philadelphia this March. Who will outlast 29 other competitors to etch their name into the history books? Who will seize the moment and secure their path to WrestleMania? Join us live on the 4th of January as Noah Nation Gaming channel memberships proudly present the 2025 Royal Rumble. We are live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time this Sunday night for the 2025 edition of the Royal Rumble. Of course, the action is going to kick off 30 minutes prior for Noah Nation Gaming channel members, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Become a channel member today and you can witness this Cruiserweight Championship affair as Wes Lee defends his championship gold against a former champion in the Irish Ace, J.D. McDonough. That's going down on the Royal Rumble kickoff show exclusively for Noah Nation Gaming channel members. Well, Tiffany Stratton might have escaped her battle with Rhea Ripley moments ago, but there is no more running from the Queen Charlotte Flair. It is no doubt the biggest matchup of Tiffany Stratton's career. Her very first defense of the WWE Women's title, one-on-one with Charlotte Flair. There may be no battle more personal than SmackDown's World Heavyweight Championship matchup. It has now been made a last man standing bout as the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes looks to finally get rid of the Scottish Warrior Drew McIntyre, an ever-looming thorn in his side. But will this matchup be McIntyre's culmination to finally win the World Heavyweight Championship? Last week, Bron Breakker shocked the world as he cashed in Money in the Bank on CM Punk to become the new WWE Champion. But no matter the result of 7 nights ago, Damian Priest would be waiting in the wind for the champion at the Royal Rumble. Breakker, Priest, one-on-one for the first time this Sunday night. And of course, the Royal Rumble kicks off the road to WrestleMania. Who is going to punch their golden ticket to Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia? It is the 30-woman Royal Rumble matchup. Superstars from Raw, superstars from SmackDown. Last woman standing is going to the dance, WrestleMania. And just as 30 women will enter the squared circle, the same can be said for these 30 men. Superstars from Raw and SmackDown will battle it out in the 30-man Royal Rumble matchup. An opportunity to challenge either the World Heavyweight or WWE Champion in Philadelphia this March hangs in the balance. Who will be the one to win the Royal Rumble and headline WrestleMania? We find out live this Sunday night in Madison Square Garden. But it is main event time for the Delta Center in Salt Lake City. Dirty Dom, the breakout superstar of 2024. Damian Priest, the #1 contender to the WWE Championship. The Judgment Day stands side by side against two opposing threats.
The following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. On their way to the ring at a combined weight of 449 pounds, Damian Priest and Dominik Mysterio, the Judgment Day.
You don't have to like Damian Priest, but you gotta respect his body of work, especially over the last few months on Monday Night Raw, held just 4 weeks ago. All this talk about being the last man standing, this last man standing, that. Damian Priest was the last man standing in the four-corner elimination matchup to earn #1 contendership at the Royal Rumble. First it was AJ Styles, then for a brief moment it was CM Punk. Now it's Bron Breakker. But no matter the champion, Damian Priest has a stranglehold on #1 contendership, and he walks into New York City this Sunday night, hoping to bring championship gold back to the Judgment Day clubhouse. Easier said than done, just as it can be said in terms of victory for this tag team main event live on Monday Night Raw.
And their opponents, first, from Black Forest, South Australia, weighing in at 330 pounds, the WWE Intercontinental Champion, Bronson Reed.
Well, the big Aussie Bronson Reed, hot off the heels, retaining that Intercontinental Championship on the Slammy Award kickoff show last week in the Open Challenge. NXT's Joe Coffey accepting that battle, and what a hell of a clash it was. But 2 weeks ago, Bronson Reed was nearing victory over Damian Priest in singles action, only for the former Intercontinental Champion, Dirty Dom, to take his eye off the ball and aid the punishment of the Judgment Day. And do we got any dogs barking in Salt Lake City for the new WWE Champion?
And from Woodstock, Georgia, weighing in at 230 pounds, the undisputed WWE Universal Champion,
Bron Breakker walking to the ring tonight, ushering in a new year with a brand new WWE Championship, a new gold plate courtesy for Bron Breakker. He held that Money in the Bank briefcase from July all the way to the final Monday Night Raw of 2024. But there is a new top dog in the yard known as Monday Night Raw, and it is the unpredictable badass Bron Breakker. Bron Breakker is certainly coming to his own over the last few years. A former two-time NXT champion now stands at the kingpin of Monday Night Raw as the WWE Champion. And now aligning himself with a fellow holder of hardware in Bronson Reed for this tag team main event 6 nights before our trip to New York City. And Bronson Reed certainly going to hold no punches against the man he defeated back in November for the Intercontinental title. That is Dirty Dominik Mysterio. Bronson Reed was chasing Dominik Mysterio really like a ghost for several weeks till he finally got an opportunity at Dom. Made the most of it back in the beginning of November to become the Intercontinental Champion. now retained that championship on 2 occasions. First at Survivor Series. It's the Street Champ Solo Sikoa. And as we mentioned last week on the Slammy Award kickoff show against NXT's Joe Coffey. Incredible matchup. You can see now by becoming a Nomination Gaming channel member. Hit that join button down below. Replay available now. Bronson Reed has got a bone to pick with Dirty Dom. Just as Reed was haunting Dirty Dom for weeks on Monday Night Raw, Reed feels that ghost, that creeping up behind him 2 weeks ago as Dom took the eye off the ball and aided Damian Priest in that singles affair. Now Bronson Reed looking to get his pound of flesh and squash the bug that is Dominik Mysterio once and for all. Looking to do so alongside the new WWE Champion Bron Breakker, a chance to build some momentum ahead of the Royal Rumble on Sunday. I'm sure both Bronson Reed and Dirty Dominik Mysterio looking to throw their names in the hat for the Royal Rumble matchup. There's Damian Priest getting tagged in. I don't think Bronson Reed realized for a moment that Dom was crawling to the corner. #1 contender for the WWE Championship here to save the day. Damian not only pinning Bronson Reed in that singles matchup 2 weeks ago, but eliminated Bronson Reed 3 weeks ago. A 4-man elimination bout to become the #1 contender. Just goes to show you what we were talking about. You don't have to like Damian Priest. You don't have to agree with his antics. As a matter of fact, that goes for the entire Judgment Day. Just like that, a cheap shot on Bron Breakker. You can not deny the results that Damian Priest has produced in recent months throughout 2024 as a whole. 3-time tag team champions with Finn Balor, the 2023 and 2024 Tag Team of the Year, the Judgment Day. Damian Priest owns singles victories. Oh man, another cheap shot by Dirty Dom. Can't stand that guy. How did he get voted Breakout Star of the Year? Nonetheless, as we were talking about Damian Priest with singles victories over Bronson Reed, over Seth Rollins, over Sami Zayn, over Roman Reigns. Damian Priest looking for his biggest feather in the cap on Sunday if he can head into New York City, his stomping grounds, and win the WWE Championship. Bronson Reed gonna soften up the #1 contender. Priest squashed to the corner and sent out momentarily, only to pop the shoulder off the canvas. Chance tonight for Damian Priest and Bron Breakker to get an up-close and personal look. Feel each other out ahead of the Rumble. It looks like we're not going to have to wait long. Tag made to the new WWE Champion and Bron Breakker, who comes in full head of steam. Bron Breakker only knows one speed, and that's 100 miles an hour. Green means go. Bron Breakker here to fight. Damian Priest roll to the outside. Bron Breakker gonna let Dominik Mysterio meet him out there. Hell, what did we say earlier tonight? Eye for an eye, right? Judgment Day out here, causing ruckus, cheap shots on their opponents. Bron Breakker dishing one right back. I don't know if on the outside of the ring, though, is where you want to battle. With the black and purple unit, Damian Priest hanging up Bron in the barricade there. Dominik Mysterio, who went one-on-one with Bron several weeks ago here on Raw, now crossing paths with him again. Bron Breakker making his way back inside the ring. Damian Priest gonna pull the rug out from underneath him. What a victory it would be if Damian Priest can pin the shoulders of the champ just 6 nights before the gold's on the line. You saw as Breakker is making his way to the ring. Brand new piece of hardware, brand new gold plate. Beautiful WWE Championship to usher in the new year here in WWE. That's what Bron Breakker puts on the line in the world's most famous arena this Sunday night against the man he has taken for an amusement park ride right now in Damian Priest. Priest has got no answer for the unpredictable badass. We'll talk about big-time victories. Look no further than the current champion in Bron Breakker. This is a man who is... Oh, wait a minute. Hold that thought. Damian Priest trying to bring this matchup to a screeching halt. And a wise tag by the WWE Champion. Bronson Reed, now the legal competitor, going after Damian, but Priest's adrenaline is flowing right now. As we were talking about, hold on again. Damian Priest not going to allow any points to be made, muscling up the big man. Bron Breakker to ensure the referee Rod Zapata isn't calling for the bell just yet. Bron Breakker, let's see, third time's a charm, trying to make this point. Talking about singles victories, big time feather in the caps. Damian Priest has throughout last year. Bron Breakker defeated the Rated R Superstar Edge, Hall of Famer, all the way back at WrestleMania. Owns victories over Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, LA Knight, Karrion Kross. The list goes on. Bron Breakker certainly exploding onto the scene more than he ever has before. In 2024, there's Dominik Mysterio miscalculating a crossbody. I think he thought Bronson Reed was a little bit closer. Bron Breakker now tagged in, the WWE Champion, looking for another big victory tonight. Dominik Mysterio knows Bron Breakker's intensity firsthand. Dominik was cut in half 3 weeks ago with a spear. Bron Breakker now tapping into that family lineage, little Steiner recliner, but again, the illegal competitor not allowing a decision to be made, but Damian Priest getting caught up, and Breakker now realizes Dom's still looking up at the lights of the Delta Center, but this match isn't over yet. Yeah, what a physical tag team main event, the first main event of Monday Night Raw in 2025. Bronson Reed tagged in. Dom might have caught him slipping there. Oh no, 619 by a former champion and Dirty Dom, and he falls up with a halo that Eddie Guerrero would be proud of. Dominik Mysterio, like him or not, and I certainly don't like him. Voted by you, the fans, the breakout superstar of last year for a reason. Bronson Reed might have had his eggs scrambled off of that 619. Unfortunately, we can't take away from the talents of Dirty Dom. The reason he's a former Intercontinental Champion, held it for several months. Bronson Reed, I don't think you want to take your eye off any member of the Judgment Day. Dominik using Reed's own momentum against him. Crucifix bomb into the pin, nearly had Reed. The Intercontinental Champion caught up in enemy territory. Pair of boots. Bronson Reed looking worse for wear. Dom's heading to the top. Frog splash by Mysterio. Reed took his eye off the ball, and he's gonna pay for it. Victory for the Judgment Day. Well, you hate to see it for two of Monday Night Raw's top champions in Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker, but the Judgment Day righting at least some of the wrongs of last week.
Winners, Damian Priest and Dominik Mysterio, the Judgment Day.
Damian Priest wiped out Seth Rollins earlier tonight. Now him and Dom take care of tag team business. And now we look towards the Royal Rumble this Sunday as Bron Breakker defends his newly won WWE title against the punishment of the Judgment Day. We will see you live in New York City for the Royal Rumble.
If you're gonna believe in something, believe in what's to come.